Arsenal were nullifying Liverpool for large proportions of that game. An amazing chance for Odegaard, an open goal, many were saying across social media, and Alisson steps up with an almighty save. Within a few minutes down the other end, a good shot, a decent shot from a man like Jota. Poor goalkeeping from Ramsdale, and it is 1-0 to Liverpool. And then a few more shaky moments. Firmino puts it away. Liverpool get the 2-0 win. Advantage to them in the title race. I'm not happy about... People saw me celebrating earlier, by the way. It's because I put a £100 bet on Liverpool to win by 2 goals or more. I got a boosted bet offer come through from Bet Victor. So I won 300 quid. That's why I was celebrating. But it's an amazing night for Liverpool in the title race. Not an overly damaging night for Arsenal. They've still got games in hand. They're still in the driving seat. The game against Aston Villa becomes absolutely massive. It's a huge, huge, huge game now. It truly, truly is. On Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. We'll be live after that game, as we always are. But it's a gargantuan night now. It's going to be very, very big and very, very important for Arsenal to bounce back and get 3 points. They don't want to allow these games in hand to go away with the likes of Man United still with a chance. Spurs, of course, winning tonight as well. In terms of the title race, what does this mean? What does it look like? I mean, City will be shaking. They will be shaking like a shitting dog. Simple and as straightforward as that. They're already crumbling slightly. We've been seeing it for weeks. And Liverpool today, mentality monsters. And I'll tell you what was so impressive, because Arsenal were the better team. They absolutely stopped Liverpool for 55 minutes or so. Liverpool's defense was very good as well and stopped them from being able to get forward. But Arsenal were putting in a very solid performance against the informed team and the best team in the league right now on current form. And then it felt like I don't even know the time. I didn't time it. It felt like a 5-minute moment where Liverpool turned it on and Arsenal just couldn't quite handle that pressure. Some mistakes at the back, some poor goalkeeping as well. Once that 2-0 lead was in place, you could not see Van Dijk and co at the back conceding 1, let alone 2, let alone 3 goals to turn that round. I think for a purist, it was a very good game of football tonight. As a neutral, it wasn't the greatest spectacle in the first 55 minutes because it was literally 2 teams cancelling each other out, which is why I think Arsenal should be very, very proud of their overall performance, because they're up against one of the big boys. They really, really are. But still, Arsenal without that signature win against one of the best teams in England for a while now in the league. And I think they really needed that for their confidence. The positive for Arsenal, though, they didn't go on to get beat 3 and 4s. They shut up shop. They closed up. They kept themselves very solid after that, which demonstrates the growth in strength that Arsenal have demonstrated in recent times. There's no doubt about that to me anyway. How much it does to the top 4 race right now all depends on Saturday. The title race, it was blown wide open weeks ago, but I've been saying it for a while. For me, Liverpool are the favourites. They're absolutely the favourites. They look more solid. They look more clinical. They look more deadly. And I still think they've got another level to go up. And of course, in other games tonight, Spurs win 2-0. Harry Kane on the score sheet again. Everyone said he was finished. Must be getting towards at least second in the goal scoring charts now. Crazy numbers since Antonio Conte's been in, really. Chelsea with a good victory, went 1-0 down against Lille. Thought it might be an interesting night. They win 2-1. They're through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League as well. We're going to open up the lines for you to phone in and have your say. We want to get to them super chats as well from a lot of you. I know a lot starting to come in now. Michael here said England's number 1, Aaron Bloodclot Ramsdale, hung up that troops. Hug up that troops is what he said there. Sorry, hug up that troops. Yeah, not a good night for Ramsdale. I mean, you get beat at your near post there. Like he had the biscuit wrists and everything else. Not a good night for him. But you know what? He's got a lot of credit in the bank this season with Gooners. They will criticize him for tonight because they're not going to just protect him. But he isn't going to get any kind of stick that I think some people are kind of hoping for him to get. Super chat here says, welcome to Liverpool, Terry. Judging from how you celebrated Firmino's goal, it's time to switch it. Listen, I won £300. I'm happy with the £300. That's what it was. And then I kicked the ball and I was very scared of knocking over my beer. But yeah, there we go. Tottenham win and Liverpool help Spurs for the top 4 is what Josh Smith has got to say. Both played well in the first half, but the gap in quality just too much. No shaming losing to the best team in Europe. what's been said there. Arsenal play well, but just get tired. Fair play. And that's something that impressed me today. There was large parts of that game where Liverpool tried to break on the counter and use their athleticism and speed to get away. Arsenal were with them, toe to toe, stride for stride. It was a very impressive performance in large parts from Arsenal. Terry, 4 games versus Arsenal this season, 0 goals conceded, are whipping boys, is what Brooks has got to say. I mean, I predicted an Arsenal win, and if Odegaard scores that goal that he should, could have been a different game. It was going the way I thought it was going to go. It just came down to that clinical edge, and Arsenal not at the races today. Can people chill out? We were always going to lose this game in this run. We still put in a good performance. We were showing heart. Keep calm. We move. Do you know what, James? Listen, Javern's calling you out. I don't think that's a fair take. They were going to lose games. They did play well. It isn't a free hit, and I think the 3-hit comment is a poor hit. And James hasn't said that. It's not a free hit, but they did play well tonight. My guy Aaron here, one of our longest-serving Liverpool viewers, says, Terry, I truly hope you understand why Liverpool fans don't fear Arsenal or the Emirates. They played okay for a bit, but with no goals. We didn't even have to be close to our best to win 2-0. You know that Indian roadman troops...
Is he Indian?
No, it's Jamaican and Pakistani, I believe. There we go. What was he saying about Chelsea? Keep quiet about my club. Lol is what Nav says. I don't understand. Arsenal were the better team. Both were quality, bad in the first half. Did Liverpool get lucky to score 2 goals? How were they the better team? I felt Arsenal were the better team up until that point. That's my take and view. I felt they were. And then Liverpool just went up a level. They went up a level. It's almost like Jota saw his number go up as a sub, had to go and score. But even then, it was good play, but Ramsdale should be saving that shot. You know, that was the fine margins today. Odegaard, instead of bending it into the corner, went for the middle, and Alisson pulls off a good save. Near post, should be saving that. The subs come in at 0-0. The game could go either way for me. Very, very tight. Man like Ryan, all the way from Jamaica. How you doing, brother? Says, respect to TT and Chelsea with all noise and still winning. That's why I said to Chelsea fans, I've got to calm down with the victim thing. You're 3 wins from 3 in this crisis. Do you know what I mean? And Tuchel broke a record tonight. Arsenal fans showing same reaction from the City loss is what Josh Smith says. And Taz says, man like Aaron Ramsdale strikes again is what Taz has got to say there. Look, we're going to start going to some calls in just a moment. Jester, come on. Ben's backstage. Egal, True Gunner TV, Zane, Ram, Little Tom Little as well. I've got some good guests in the studio as well tonight. First of all, back by popular demand, Ferran Torres is in the house. How you doing, mate? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We're making this mainstream, man. Listen, it's been a bad day for me coming from yesterday, the United result, but it was just nice to watch a game as a neutral and just enjoy it. But yeah, good spectacle.
I hear that. And of course, we're joined by Troop's partner in crime yesterday from the Big Six Banter Show. How you doing, Mots?
Not too bad, man. What can I say? He was always going to win this game. Well, again, listen, they played well. I'm going to be done. They played well. But again, all we have to do is get our first gear to beat Arsenal, even at the Emirates. And I just feel like, you know, this isn't the end of the world for Arsenal. They're still going to get top 4. We needed this. They wanted it. You know? I think that's what it comes down to. They wanted it. We needed it. You know, Aaron Ramsdale, Odegaard, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to call him. Wasn't anywhere today, but we'll get to that.
I hear you on that. I'm going to move that mic a little bit closer.
Yeah,
to the mouth. There we go, brother. That will sound even better. Listen, we're going to take your calls, but we're going to start jumping into these straight away because there's lots to get through tonight. Plus, we need to be chatting about some of these subject matters as well. I need like buttons hit, though, people. I'm not going any further. Let's get this past at least 500 likes in this next moment. Nearly 4,000 people watching live right now, which is humbling as ever. So make sure you give that a check. Could you try and turn the iOS up on my camera a little bit as well, please? Just a ickle bit, if you could do that. And I want to see it change. The beard's getting... I need to trim this beard as well. It's getting a little bit hobo-ish. That's a little bit better. There we go. I like that. You can see more. You can see the face more. It's got the moneymaker, mate. The moneymaker has got to be on show a little bit more. Beautiful it is, J-Ron, the J-Dog. Right, Jesse. her name ain't Jessie. Her name is Jessica. He's on the show. First with us there. Jess is coming on. Let's do this. Welcome back to the show, Jay. Disappointing result for you. Give me your thoughts, please.
First of all, like, have you been drinking? Am I Jesse all of a sudden? Who the hell is Jesse? Am I 6?
No idea. No idea, Jay. Don't deflect though from your team getting beat,
No,
please.
I'm
Talk
not.
to me.
I'm not deflecting. I'm not deflecting at all. Look, I am disappointed. I think that we had an opportunity at the beginning of the second half to take advantage of the one mistake that they were going to make the entire game, and we didn't do it. And then they turn around, and I think they only really had 2 chances, maybe 3, and they put 2 of those away. And that's really the difference. It's super fine margins, and you can see where the gap really is. Liverpool are probably the best team in Europe right now, and we got a schooling from them, in my opinion, and how to put games away when you only have 1 or 2 chances in the highest level. I do think that we were different today. Usually we would have went down 2-0 and just completely capitulated. We still continued to play. And so I'm not feeling like that usual trauma that I have after playing Liverpool and just getting spanked. I thought Thomas Partey played to the same level as the Liverpool players. I think that is the level of player that you need to have in your team in order to compete against a team like that. And then the rest of our guys are kind of young. Martinelli was excellent. He definitely, I mean, Liverpool fans will probably say it different. You know, Trent's the best fullback in the league, and I tend to agree, but he did get worked by Martinelli quite a bit there. And if he had just been able to look up and connect a pass, we might have been able to do something there. But again, it's fine margins. I think you will hear from a lot of Arsenal fans that this game really didn't matter, but we did respond well. But I'm interested to see how we respond against Aston Villa. That game looks like it's hard. It looks harder than it ever looked before. Now, for some reason, even though we weren't out of the Liverpool game, I wonder, especially because it felt like Thomas Partey was really tired towards the end of the game. Odegaard was a little leggy. So we'll see how it affects us. But this is just, it feels like the gap is closing, but ever so slightly. But yeah, I am disappointed because I feel like if Odegaard scores that chance, it might be a little bit different. I do agree with you, Terry. I think we're the better team for like those first 55 minutes. But what does that really matter if you make 2 errors? And it was like a whole team error on both goals. It was like one error after another. And then it just ended with Ramsdale not, you know, being on his front post. So fair play to Liverpool. You know, they beat us again. You know, we are kind of like their whipping boys, but I'm proud of the performance, but still really disappointed.
I hear you on. I do get you on that. And as you say, look, United were very good for large parts yesterday. In grand scheme of things, at the crunch end of the season, it doesn't matter so much. It is about the wins, but it's about that bounce back now. It's about what you do when you go up against Aston Villa, because you beat them and it's 6 points from 9. You have what over Manchester United? It's going to be what, like a 4 point gap with one more game in hand, and you put yourselves in a very, very strong position for this top 4. Lose that game, and it changes the complexion completely. So it makes Saturday, I think, for a neutral point of view, even more entertaining.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think that we will be a little bit nervous in terms of the fan base, but I have this weird feeling that our team is going to come out there and play. I still think that we're going to beat Aston Villa. It's just, it's a difficult game because it's away from home and Aston Villa is not a crap team. But the way that we still continue to play after Liverpool, we're obviously going to win the game, makes me feel like, okay. And if we play like we did today against Aston Villa, we'll beat them. So we'll see what happens, but we definitely have to win that game. I think that's out of our 2 games so far that we had in hand, we've won 1 and lost 1. We beat Wolves and lost to Liverpool, which is pretty much what you would expect. Our other game, I think, is Tottenham. And then we also have Chelsea that was rescheduled. So those are big games. You know, those are big games. And you see, like, even though we're playing really well, look how close the table is. So we can't really slip up now. But yeah,
I hear you completely. I hear you. Jay, absolute great call. Thank you very much, Jesse. And we'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye. Look, we're going to speak to the panel about some of your talking points soon. A few of you said the stream's been a bit laggy. If it lags, just... It's not, they're trolling. Just if it does though, just refresh and you'll be absolutely fine. Dom Hussam is on the show with us next to have his say. What are you saying, brother?
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Once again, you get me. Hussam has called it, as always. Second easiest game of the season. I just want to say, on Arsenal, congratulations on your 0-0 win in the first 45 minutes. Congratulations on the Martinelli nutmeg on Trent. What a win for Arsenal. What a 3 points. At the end of the day, Liverpool played a 7 out of 10 game. Arsenal played 10 out of 10 and we still won 2-0. And we were toying with them in that second half. Arsenal are no match for us. That's just how it goes. You know, Terry, I know you like stats sometimes. So I've brought a special stat for you. The last time Arsenal scored a goal against Liverpool in the English Premier League was September 2020. We are in 2022. September 2020 is the last time Arsenal scored a goal against Liverpool in the Premier League. Feel free to fact check that. This is what I mean. Arsenal are just not on our level. And you have these Arsenal fans every single time play DVD. This time it's different. This time it's a different manager. This time we have a strong defense. Blah. I'm sick and tired of it every single time. Arsenal fans, I have the medicine for you. I have the medicine for you. Next time you come up against Liverpool, just say this after me. You're much better than us. No Arsenal player gets in a combined 11. We're going to get spanked. That way, you're just going to feel so much better. Don't come up here and pump your chest out and tell me how it's different. We played a 7 out of 10 and we still dominated you in your own backyard. We turned it on like that in the second half. First half, when people say Arsenal dominated, is Gabriel passing it to White 100 times domination? I'm not quite sure what type of domination, because I can't really recall any chance Arsenal created or something crazy Arsenal did. Nothing whatsoever. So I'm very happy with the win. Clean sheet. You get me. Arsenal are our side chicks, as I always maintain, and they will continue to do so until they beat us. I will never ever say Arsenal can beat us. This will forever happen. This will forever happen, Arsenal fans. So get your seatbelt on and get ready for the ride. That's what I'll say.
Listen, I hear what you're saying on that, and I want to ask you about Liverpool for a moment here. I mean, the confidence now of, because this felt like a game where if you did lose tonight, Arsenal have been good. That 4-point gap with no game in hand. You play City at the Etihad in 2 games' time. The confidence must be brimming now that you can go there, get that positive result, and go on to claim your 2nd Premier League title.
First of all, Terry, our 20th title. Don't do that. Don't
yes,
do that. Premier League,
I know.
Premier League, same thing. You sing 20 times at Old Trafford. You don't sing 13 times. Let's not play this. Anyway, shout out to my guy Mons, as he says, I see my reflection on Pep's bald head, and he's crumbling as I see him right now. Big up Mons, man. I see him crumbling, man. Big up. Listen, it's just I can see City are sort of second questioning themselves, and I said this to Terry before. The issue is not that City have been unstoppable. The issue is Liverpool and Chelsea are to blame for this. We just let City play pressure-free football for 3 months. Literally, just allow them the opportunity to play football without pressure on them. Apply pressure on them. Draw against Palace. Draw against Southampton. Loss against Spurs. Big up Spurs, by the way. Spurs fans have told me they want 10% of the Premier League trophy because they got 6 points. You know, Spurs fan, you're gonna cash in that check. But look, Terry, now, as you know, league titles. Now it's about the hunt. 9 cup finals. There could be a scenario. There could be, even though it's highly unlikely, there could be a scenario in which we go to the Etihad needing a point. So if that scenario does happen, I would back us more. However, I think we are gonna win every game to the end of the season and win this Premier League title, man. I think we're gonna win it. I believe now. I believe. I'm fully sold.
Listen, you believed it for a while. Listen, it's one of those weird things for me because I don't want you to do it. I don't want you equaling our 20. But you know me, I can't sit here and say things I don't believe in. And I felt for about 6 or 7 weeks you were going to catch City and you were going to overtake them. And they've dropped 7 points in 7. Your winning streak looks amazing. And I think you're going to go to the Etihad. I think you're going to get a result. And I think it's going to be a 14. I actually think if you do that, if you beat them at the Etihad, you're winning the league by 5 points. I think they will
Wow,
crumble and
5
fall.
points.
Yeah, but which, when you think about it, you'll go 2 points in front. It's only one more defeat and a win for you. Like it isn't that much, but no, I'm a lie. That's 4 points. I can't count. No, you're 1 point behind them. You win, it's 2 points. Another win and loss, it's 5. I am counting.
Yeah,
exactly
if they lose one more game and we win one, it's 5. Yeah,
I do think you'll do it, because I think City are on the edge of crumbling in the Premier League. They did it when you won the league before, but they crumbled in the November. I just think they're going to do it around April time this year. Dom, thanks very much, my bro, for coming on, and we'll chat soon. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. There's some super chats here. We are going to keep, I know everyone's waiting backstage. You are going to come on. We're going to kind of jump from some super chats, have a little chat, come to your calls, mix it up. Per here says 18 points off 0 points out of 18 versus United, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. 3 goals scored to 18 conceded. This has to improve if they are to be talked about. Talk about real improvements. Do you think, Lies, that Arsenal have to improve on their performances against the top 6?
I've been here in the studio and a number of times when Arsenal have played against the big teams. I was here against United, I was here against City, I was here against Liverpool. And every single time, there's a lot of pressure on Arsenal. You guys are in good form. Big chance to make a statement win. It's all about statement wins. You can go 10 games unbeaten against Burnley, Watford, West Ham. These are the games which cement your credentials. And Arsenal, I gave them credit before the game. I said the morale around the team is good. The momentum around the team is good. The players all seem on side. It's the most united I've seen the Arsenal fan base in years. But it means nothing, guys. Even if they are to make the top 4, it means nothing if you can't get it done against the big teams. And for me, I struggle to give Arsenal too much credit, because at the end of the day, with these results, with these performances, you can say they played well against 55 minutes against Liverpool. It was 45 minutes against City. They don't mean anything if you don't get a result. And as things stand, they can make top 4, but I'm still yet to really see the difference between this Arsenal team, this achievement, and what Ollie did with United, and what Lampard did his first season at Chelsea. I'm not 100% convinced. It's been a good progress from Arsenal this season. It's an improvement on the last 2 years. But I still think Arsenal fans in particular need to take it a bit slow. And I was expecting a result from Arsenal today. I thought today's the day they get that first game, that first result against the big team under the lights at the Emirates. You always get a Blasic. It wasn't to be, and it hasn't to be all season. When does it come?
I hear that. Look, I know mathematically, I heard an Arsenal fan earlier on the season say your consistency against teams outside the top 6 is more important than in it, because, of course, there's more points available against them, and that makes perfect sense. They can make top 4 this year without having a great or good record, or even they haven't done anything against the other teams yet, barring Tottenham. But I keep seeing Gooners teeter upon the edge of saying we're back.
Yeah, they want to say it. Yeah.
I've seen it implied with messages or videos where it's like, if we sign these 2 players in the summer, I think we'll challenge on all fronts. That's essentially you saying we're on the edge of being back. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's those signature performances against big teams. And Man United are a prime example of this. Even when we've had those moments where we thought, okay, maybe we're turning a corner, and we have Ollie did beat City on a few occasions, but we never beat them by being the better team that dominated the game or played the best.
And when it mattered.
Yeah, and when it mattered. And you're right. So I think Arsenal need to add that to their game. That's why I keep saying the Gooners, be proud of the progression this year, but don't take your foot off the neck of Josh and Stan Kroenke to continue to progress your football club and to put you first. Because as soon as fans' standards are lowered or you start settling, these American consortium-style owners, or they're not a consortium, but these American owners, that's what they try to do.
Can I just say as well?
Yeah, of course, man.
Can I just say as well? I think with Arsenal, obviously they're in that nearly area. They're in that grey area where they're not quite with the big boys, but I think they're still a cut above the teams below them. But what mathematically, when we say, there's more points available for for beating all the so-called smaller teams, there is more points available. But what I would say is, in all honesty, when you beat a big team, you are competing against them. So if you take points off of them, they're 6 pointers. They're 6 pointers. So you can keep on saying, you get more points by beating the small teams. But when you take points off of teams who you are competing against, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I think here's another thing too. And this is not to take anything from Arsenal, because at the end of the day, they're capitalizing, and rightfully so, but they are still 1 point, albeit 2 games in hand, ahead of one of the worst United teams we've seen since Fergie retired, and a Spurs team that are bang average. So again, credit for taking advantage, because it's one thing being better than these teams. It's another thing getting the points on the board. But I don't think any of us can be truly sold on Arsenal being back until we can see them go head to head with Liverpool and win a game. Go to City and win a game. Those are the results and performances.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. Josh here says, I can't believe the Paul is in the studio.
Oh,
that's Paul on Atletico. Is that you?
I don't know who that is, bro.
One of us.
You saying I look like that? Is he? Hang on, though. Is he good looking?
The Paul's on Atletico Madrid.
Is he sexy?
Yeah.
Is he sexy?
Well, he's got the double.
Is he sexy? Is he sexy, boys? Someone tell me if he's sexy. I want to know.
Oh,
I'm an old man. I haven't felt sexy for about 10 years. Joshua here says, can we stop hyping up goalkeepers just because of their distribution? Goalkeepers are paid to save shots, not spray a ball like a midfielder. Josh, I would say this. The distribution is massively important in the modern day game, the playing out of the back. Ramsdale is a very good shot stopper as well. He just had a bad moment today in an important game. And that's why for me, I'll call it out. But I ain't going to start slamming Ramsdale, that's been one of the best goalkeepers in the league this season. And he's moving towards that England #1 position as well. No doubt about it at all. Terry, mark or clip this super chat. This is the beginning of Arsenal bottling this 4th spot. If I get it wrong, I'll apologize at the end of the season. So Tamil says, and then do an even bigger super chat to say sorry. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Double that super chat.
We'll mark it, and we will see. Next on the show, we're going to be getting. We've got Tom Little to come, got Ram to come, we've got Brendan to come. Igao is backstage waiting to come on now. Before that, though, we're going to get Man Like Ben on, another big Liverpool fan. Welcome back to the show, mate. What are you saying?
Yeah, mate. Listen, I'm completely different to Hossam and a couple others. I'll be real. I was a bit nervous about this game today, and it's not even the fact that I was scared of Arsenal and I thought that that they'd beat us. I've been paying close attention to Arsenal this season, and I do believe that they've improved a lot. And again tonight, you have to give huge credit to them. Martinelli was cooking Trent every time, and I said to my brother, I don't know what sort of contract that kid's on, but Arsenal need to give him something big because I think he's going to go to the top. Like, not just based on tonight. This isn't reactionary. If you go on my tweets, I've tweeted about this guy so much. It's a bold statement, but I think he's going to be world class in a few years' time. So it just depends what situation Arsenal are in, whether they can keep hold of those players. But yeah, like I say, I was a bit nervous today, obviously because of the stakes, to go 1 point behind Man City after being however many it was, 13, 14, I can't exactly remember. But yeah, it was just such a big game for us. If we lost this tonight, it wouldn't have been the end, but it would have been a setback. And, Arsenal were brilliant in the first half. They were absolutely fantastic, had us penned in for the whole half. We literally couldn't get out. We tried and we tried and we tried. Nothing was coming off. It got a bit better at the start of the second half, and I just think in the end our quality came through. And this team, since I've been supporting Liverpool, and especially over the last 4 or 5 seasons with Klopp, it's just inevitable. Like, if we're chasing something down, we'll just keep on going. We'll keep on going, and people laugh at the mentality monsters thing and the passion and desire and all that kind of stuff. And I know you're a big advocate of that, mate, but that's what this team has that not many other teams have. Like, you look at PSG the other night, they don't have it. I wouldn't say City have it either. They've got an amazing squad, but when it comes to crunch time, we've seen them fail a lot of times as well. So I'm just it's just a big result for us, and like Hossam said, we're daring to dream again. I'm still gonna keep saying 1 game at a time because that's how we've got to play it out. There's still a very long way to go, and the Etihad is an absolute beast of a game, so we'll see.
It certainly is, mate. And as you say, it's just taking it a game at a time. And on the mentality thing, for me, I hear a lot of Liverpool fans say we love to do it the hard way. Teams, I think fan bases that say we love to do it the hard way, it's based on the fact that you're not always the best team in games. It's a little bit shaky, but the mentality gets you through. You don't crumble, and then you come up trumps in the end. And Fergie's great. Fergie used to say it all the time about his teams, and it's what resonates with me. And that team, that club, my club then, when Man United were proper, mentality all the way. Ben, great call, mate. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, mate. Top man. Thank you. Keep those super chats coming. Nearly on 1,000 likes, which is amazing. Brandon's on the show next. Big Arsenal fan. What are you saying, mate?
Disappointed, Terry. Very disappointed. I thought it was a very good opportunity for us to at least take a point off Liverpool. I think when that Man City result came in the other day and they drew at Palace, I thought this was always going to make it even more of a difficult game. But in the first half, I thought we played very well. I thought we nullified Liverpool very well. And you started to see the frustration coming out in Liverpool in that first half as well, because they was giving away the ball. They was very sloppy in possession. And I think our mistake came at half time. I think Arteta from there should have probably tried to go for the game a little bit more. I think in the first half, Martinelli had Trent on ropes, and he tried to make something happen. And I think our biggest problem today was you could tell the golfing class, the golfing quality as well, and that's what got Liverpool through this game, in my opinion. And not only that, I don't think everybody had a great performance for Arsenal today. And I think in order to beat a team like Liverpool, every single player has to play at the very top of their game for us tonight. And Ramsdale, I thought he was very poor. Even his distribution, I didn't think was that great tonight. I thought Saka was probably the worst player on the pitch. He probably should have been brought off a little bit earlier. But we moved. I kind of said it last week that I wanted to see how Arsenal react if we have a bit of a disappointing defeat. And obviously, if we're being real, I'd like to think we could have got a point tonight, but I didn't really expect us to win the game. It kind of, for me, it was kind of a more of a measure as to how much progress we made. And like I said, I just think this summer's going to be massive, massive summer for Arsenal. We need to start adding some more quality to our squad because we're falling short in that area. And if we're going to be playing in the Champions League next season, we definitely need to add quality to the squad, because we're going to be coming up against teams that, are not shy of quality like Liverpool, if not just as good as Liverpool. So, we need to improve that in the summer, definitely. And we move on to Aston Villa. But yeah, disappointed.
Yeah, listen, I hear you completely. I would feel, if I was a Gooner tonight, I would feel disappointed because the game was there to be won. That's not a dig at Liverpool. I feel like it was, and you were in there, and it was almost like a 10-minute period where you almost regressed back to the poor Arsenal under Arteta. Went 2 goals down. You then found your feet again, and even towards the end, Martinelli with such an unlucky shot. Could have been that in, and the game could have gone a slightly different way. So I get the disappointment completely.
For that 10 minutes there where Liverpool sort of scored their 2 goals, it kind of reminded me of back in the Arsene Wenger days when Arsenal was, starting to capitulate. We kind of started to manage the game a little bit more after that. But I think that if Liverpool had put their foot on the gas a little bit more, they could have had a couple of more goals. To be fair, I think we started to look a little bit shaky. Martin Odegaard, he's played very well over the past few weeks. And I praised him last week as well. But he's got to finish that chance, Terry, honestly. I mean, hit it hard and low in the corner. That shot that he had there where, it's a great save by Alisson, but it's a good height for the keeper as well. You need to hit that hard and low. And I think if he scores that, maybe we're sitting here talking about a different result altogether. But, it is what it is.
Mate, I hear you completely. Top man for coming on and having your say. I appreciate it, mate. And we'll speak to you again soon. Thank you. We're going to share the link out for more callers soon. I'll get Javern to do that. Some super chats here. If an Arsenal come and say this game does not really matter, then they are seriously delusional. Every game matters for top 4 since United are breathing on your necks. As a Liverpool fan, I felt Martinelli was auditioning for Klopp, his best performance this season. I mean, Klopp does
Diaz, bro.
They have got Diaz.
Yeah, you have Diaz, Jota, Firmino, Mane, Salah. They five top forwards.
He can come and play for the third team
Oh my god.
if he wants.
You guys are linked with Saka and Martinelli.
Yeah, them man can come and play
They're
for the
links.
third
That's
team.
Twitter links, bro.
They
That's
can come. They can come and do that.
No, there's a few credible ones out there that I've seen floating around. Arsenal fans, we are back to being the team that scrapes forth and bottles every big game. So basically, it's back to being the Wenger in out times, is what Sid has got to say.
Mhm.
There's a comment here that says, "You say Arsenal have to beat Liverpool or City to say we're back, but Man United got dominated by both." We're not back.
Yeah, we're not back either.
they're not
I
back.
didn't say you have to be back to beat them. I said you have to show me something in a big game. Even if you beat Man United at the Emirates, I think that's a statement win. United have never been back. United are far away from
Weren't
being
you
back.
at your worst? At your worst, and they still managed to get you, man. It's 3-2, right? You beat them 3-2.
Who?
Arsenal.
Oh yeah.
And
Carrick.
this
Carrick's
let's
last
be honest,
interim game.
This is a Carrick interim sort of
Yeah.
bitty part, no tactics at the time, and you still got the job done.
These games matter in the grand scheme of things. They do. And again, some Arsenal fans will interpret as, are you saying we should be Arteta out? No, it's
No way.
it's talking about levels. Gal still to come, Ram still to come, Tom still to come. Zane is on the show. We've got Fatur, Chelsea backstage. We want to hear from Chelsea. We are going to talk Chelsea as well tonight. Big show. Zane is here. What are you saying, mate?
Yo, so as I said, Arsenal was stat padding, bro. What did I say about this team, man? Yeah, they got the 5 wins and what? Some dead teams, bro. And before I go into Arsenal hard, I thought it was embarrassing that Arsenal fans, they make this big noise about their stadium. Their fans were leaving in the last 10 minutes, bro. Bare empty seats, bro. Back your team, though, even though you got found out. Stay to the end. Back your team. Similar kind of mentality to the fans. Weak, and the players were weak. Now, let's get into Arsenal, right? Yeah, they pushed hard and they worked their asses off for the first half, right? Yeah, but let's get 100. Let's get this 100 straight, right? They played one game a week, bro, and they were gone second half, bro. We just change a couple of gears, went into third gear, and let's not forget the start of the second half. We had a couple of chances with offside, but we just flipped the switch, bro. That's it. We left, and the reason why we did that is because we're in all the competitions, bro. It's called game management, managing your energy levels. We're playing games every couple of days, bro. We can't be going full throttle. So we just, manage the team for the first half, like let them do the thing, and then second half, switch it on, bang, they're gone. Aaron Ramsdale, you fraud. I've been calling this brother out for time, bro. This guy ain't all that, bro. Got beat at your near post, and no one can come chat to him about goalkeepers. Trust me, I know about goalkeepers. My boy has been training as a goalkeeper at Palace, Tottenham, back in the day style. So no one told me this guy is some next in the keeper. You know what? If he's next in the keeper, I'm telling you, England are never going to win nothing, bro. With that keeper, there's levels, bro. Look at Alisson. When Thiago made that mistake, a quality keeper, what did he do? A lot of keepers would have probably fouled and gave away penalty. Not Alisson stood up, made himself big, and then when Odegaard, that fraud, that reject from Real Madrid, and this man, I'm gassing him up like he's the next coming, like the next Ozil. Relax, bruv. What did he do? Choked it again, and then obviously we come off. Showed our class, bruv. Showed our class. Clinical. Yeah, my man Thiago, he beats up 12-year-old kids in cup games, bruv. Yeah, my guy, the one I've been backing since he came into the club, bruv. What do you do? Quality pass, and then Jota, that is business. Jota, the shotter, bruv, does what he needs to do, bruv. And then, from my point of view, I find it hilarious. You, man, trying to chat to us, bruv. You lot are history FC, bruv. You're ancient past, bruv. You ain't got no legacy, bruv. You're done, bruv, out here. How long has it been on the title, bruv? You are playing one game a week and you're gassing up getting top 4. Did you not sack Wenger for only getting top 4, bruv? Have you not forgotten, bruv? What the levels you're at? You've dropped, bruv. I'm sorry, I've got more respect for Villa and Leicester, bruv. At least they try and get into Europe and stuff. What are you, man, doing? Nothing, bruv. Nothing.
Zane.
Yeah, no, exactly. And let me talk about this as well, because I keep it real. I'm 100. I'm a realistic, bruv. I play it as it will. What did I say at the start of the season? Our midfield is not that good. The only 2 midfielders I rate is Thiago and Fabinho. If they're in our team, I'm good. Can I trust that we're going to have them healthy for the rest of the season? No, we can't do that because of what Thiago's injury record, right? So what I said at the start of the season is that because our midfield is not as good when Thiago and Fabinho are not playing, we're too open, bro. We will not win the league if that. Now we got Thiago playing consistently, yeah. But guess what? Was I not right? Didn't I say we're all in cups this season? First domestic cup for Klopp. Who called it? Me, brother. Me. I don't see no Arsenal, no Liverpool fans chatting this shit.
Tell them though, louder.
And let's keep it real. How many man here like Terry was chatting about, oh yeah, it's going to be Chelsea in the league. Well, that was wrong. And was it, we're going to come third? Well, that was wrong again. So come on, let's keep it real.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. In the beginning of the season, I predicted you would come second, not third. And then when you were sitting there saying your team is done and can come nowhere near a league title, I said, I think you'll come back and catch City. You said, no, we're only a cup team.
Okay, so from my point of view at the moment, I still say 45% because City have got an extra point, right? Still got an extra point. So until Liverpool win the game, until they win the league, and until they beat City away, then you can come chat to me and say, oh, yeah, Zane. And then what? I'll take it, bro. But from my point of view, like I said, if Thiago and Fabinho are kept healthy, then we're good. But I do not trust them being healthy for the rest of the season.
Zane, do you believe in Jurgen Klopp? Do you believe in that?
No. The reason why I don't believe in that, because City couldn't do it. And they've walked certain leagues. A couple of seasons ago, they walked the league, so they had it easy, right? So
they're not the same City. They're not the same
so
City.
If City couldn't do it, why are you thinking Liverpool do it? Because like I said, the problem we've got compared to City could spend $500 million, bruv, to fix their defense.
Oh, brother, squad depth excuses still, bro.
No, relax.
Get this guy off. I ain't hearing that anymore, man.
Up, bruv? You got kicked out, bruv. You are another History FC, bruv.
There we go. Zane, great call, my friend. Thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it. Top man.
Catch you later.
I can't believe he did that. Honestly.
Someone's clipping that up, by the way.
Probably. There's a joke in there, but I don't want to offend these misses. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones there.
Oh, my God.
Man like Kesh, I'm going to skip a few people. Man like Kesh is backstage. Man ain't been on the show forever. He's always out drinking. That's why. Kesh is here. What you saying, mate?
Listen, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You know, like, we had a few chances where you think, you know, if you had the likes of, say, a Salah, he scores that, he puts the game away. Listen, I don't think Liverpool played that great, and I don't think that because they didn't want to turn up. I think we played well. I think Partey had a little strong arm in there against their midfield three. I think the likes of Saka didn't play the greatest. I think he was below par compared to his normal days. I think Martinelli had a great game. I just think Arsenal as a club now, we've got the foundation in place. I think if you go into the summer window, you had a bit more quality, probably a bit more experience, you know, players who are a bit more clutch. And we could have put that game out of sight. I don't think, like, I know a lot of people's going to play it down and try to discredit us and say, you know what, Liverpool outplayed us or whatever. But I think we was the better team. Just a lack of finishing. Terry. Honestly.
I don't think that's a bad take. Like I said it already. You were in that game, and Odegaard should finish his chances.
He should finish his chances.
In fairness, when Laka got the ball there, a top-class striker might have done something. Would have scored. So I think you look at that, and you know, and Martinelli was unlucky as well. It was a very close game, and as you say, their first goal, really Ramsdale should be saving. So I think the game was very, very close indeed, and that's why I get that feeling of disappointment versus anger.
And then even with the second goal, like Saka, I know he's just trying to do what he's doing, but probably a year more on his shoulders, he does the right thing there, you know, and it doesn't bounce back into play. And Liverpool goes on and square it and they score. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't think Arsenal fans should be totally mad. I think we have to look at this and just know that it's baby steps. Like, obviously, I don't agree with the takes that, Arsenal's on the level of Liverpool and City. We're not quite there yet. We're still a bit far away in terms of quality, clutch players, you know? We haven't got those clutch players who can take the game by the scruff of the neck as of yet. So I don't think fans should go on tonight and be disappointed, honestly.
No, mate, I hear where you're coming from. I really, really do. Kesh, it's good to hear from you again, mate. And we'll speak again soon, brother.
Sweet, bro.
Cheers, mate. Take care. I like getting Kesh on. He's good. He's busy man, living his life, doing his thing. Igal still to come. Zion backstage. Tom Little's on with us now. Big scasser.
Scouser.
What you saying?
I just love how when I asked him, are we still a cup team? He said it all relies on one player who didn't play in our toughest part of the year when we won all our games. I love Thiago. We are as good a team without him as we are with him. So to say, I don't get how you can still believe we're a cup team. Were we great today? No. This isn't what it means, though. Arsenal were great. Martinelli was great today. Martinelli had Trent a couple of times. But at the end of the day, you can have all your dribbles, you can have all your skills, you can do Trent 5 times. But if you haven't got the end product to match it, there's no point in it. Where it came down to is we had 2 good chances today. We took them. Arsenal had 2 good chances. I'd say the Martinelli one near the end, which he dragged wide, and the cross, which, like I said, didn't get on the end of, which he should have done, really, when Van Dijk and Alisson left it. That's what it comes down to. Arsenal fans can't back off this and say, oh, it's a free hit. We were never expected to win this, that, and the other. Because if you want to be challenging for top 4, you have to be competitive in these big games. You have to. Firmino today, brilliant when he came on. There was a lot of, in the commentary, why is he taking Jota off? He's just scored. Firmino's brilliant when he comes on. He works harder. He helped us keep possession a bit better. And he popped up with a vital goal like he does. People writing him off. I don't get it. Firmino is still so important to this
Emirates
team.
bully, by the way. He's the Emirates bully.
He's him and Jota. Jota was awful today, can I just say? In that first half, couldn't get a pass right. And then he gets one chance and buries it. That's what makes these. That's why he's so good. But Arsenal fans can't run away from this. They can't say, we weren't expected to, this, that, and the other. You need to be winning. Not winning, but you need to be challenging. What was that style? 3 goals scored, 18 conceded. For someone that want to challenge, someone that say, we're on the level, we're close to the level, we're catching you. This, that. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not catching us. I don't think Arsenal fans understand just how far away they are. I cannot see this Arsenal team grinding out results like this Liverpool team does, like this Man City team does, anytime for the next 3 seasons.
Even if they do finish top 4, do you even see them getting out of the group?
I mean, depends what group they're in. It's a serious possibility they don't get out, and if they do, they might as well just walk into another Bayern 5-1.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't see any difference between what we're seeing. Like, again, fair play to them. They're taking advantage of a situation that no one really expected. I don't see a huge difference in what Ollie did the last few years at United, what Lampard did his first season at Chelsea. Arteta is finally getting top 4 with a top 4 team. Like, it's just, I think people are getting carried away.
He's capitalised on a number of bad seasons for a Tottenham team that are on paper better, and United team that are on paper better. Bearing in mind, when these 2 teams are performing close to that level, Arsenal finishing 8th with the squad that had very little difference. They've added a new centre back. They've added Ben White. I'm not counting the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper's the reason he lost. The goalkeeper can't save a shot at his near post, so we can discount that. Leno would have done just as well. So they've added a £50 million centre back, and that's it. Like, this Arsenal team, they're good, they're young, they're developing, and I like certain players in that team, but they are still a long, long way away from the Liverpool and the Man Cities of this era, of this league. They won't be challenging anytime soon, and they have to try and keep this level up, because you're going to have a United that are going to come back, a Tottenham that are going to come back. You know, they've got all this to build up to, but I'm just happy that we won today. You know, it's so needed. That first half was not great, but it's what champions are. You play crap and then you rock up for 10 minutes and score, and that's all you need to do. And we are not a cup team. We are a team that can win the quad. We can do it. Will we need luck? Of course you need your luck to win a quad. But if there's any team that are back to do it, it's this team and this manager.
The cup team thing is a madness to me. I think what Zayn comes on and tries to attack everybody else to hide the fact that he got his predictions about his own team wrong. Rather than going, I was wrong, we're actually a lot better than I thought we were.
You know, my favorite part about it is, Terry, we won the cup without Thiago playing a single minute. I don't think Thiago played a single minute throughout that entire cup run, and we won the cup anyway.
I'll tell you this: there's a statistic. I mean, everyone has talked about the fact that Liverpool haven't lost a game all season when Thiago and Fabinho play together. There's also a statistic that Liverpool have not lost a game when Keita and Henderson play together. So I think it just kind of goes to show, it proves your point. Liverpool are more than just 1 or 2 players in midfield.
Thiago was great. I I don't want this to come across as me slandering him because I love him. Thiago's great. He showed it today with his brilliant assist. You know, not many players in the league can pick out a pass like that. But you also need to understand that there are games where he isn't great. In that first half, the way he likes to run games and get on the ball and take his time, pick his passes. Odegaard kept nicking the ball off him a couple of times. Played a brilliant incisive through ball to Lacazette at the start of the second half. But then he comes up with them moments. We are more than just Thiago. And to say we were a cup team up until February is just outlandish. It's outlandish.
All teams that challenge for titles are more than one player. That's the thing. Liverpool, Man City are more than KDB. They're more than Foden. They're no team. Something they used to want when Man United won the Premier League the last time with Van Persie. Oh, you're a one-man team. You rely on Van Persie. But he didn't.
Wayne Rooney was instrumental.
Without Wayne Rooney, without Vidic and Rio and Patrice Evra, without David De Gea at that point, goalkeeping was very different. It was more about shot stopping than distribution. All those players play a part in us. Otherwise, Van Persie, if it was a one-man, would have won the league with Arsenal. It's a weakness. It's like a really poor. Again, I blame the fathers not educating their sons and daughters about football properly. That football is never a one-man team. It's an impossibility to be a win a league title. They can't.
I
So
think the fact that Liverpool have gone to a team that has been in such red hot form without the best player in the league at the moment.
The world.
The league. the best player in the league. Anyways, Mohamed Salah, the best player in the league this season, at times the best player in the world, to go to a team and a stadium like the Emirates and not really need him. He came on. I don't think he really.
Well, Salah hasn't really been good in these last 3 or 4 games. He's been, and you're still winning football matches, and that's because you're a brilliant team. And my football club goes through these moments where if 1 or 2 players don't, this is actually the crazy thing. If Bruno ain't the one scoring the goals or Ronaldo, no one else is doing it. Where with Liverpool, somebody else always steps up. Why? Because they're a top team.
It's that attack, man. It's that attack. It looks so good. The fact that we can, if Jota's not firing, I know he scored, but he won't fire and stay. Just bring Firmino off the bench. Diaz won't fire and stay. I thought he was still good, but he won't fire and won't going for him. Bring Salah on. You know, that's depth that we're so desperate for. And now that it's come, I don't see the point in us sacrificing it and going, oh, well, let's sell Mane now because he's getting on a bit. Because that just completely undermines the point of getting the depth.
Yeah, it all depends who you bring in to replace him. I hear you, though. Tom, Stuart Little, thanks very much for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it, brother. And I'll speak to you soon. Top man. Thank you. Now, we've got loads of Chelsea fans to come. We are going to move on and talk about Chelsea. Save 2 of my originals till last. We've got Ram to come talking Liverpool. Up next, the man, the myth, the legend, Igao is here in the house with his people. What are you saying, brother?
Terry, how you guys doing? Personally, I'm going to just get into it straight up. First half, I thought we played well. I thought we went toe-to-toe with Liverpool in the first half. And at times, I felt like some of our midfielders were putting in a very good performance. I thought Partey in that first half was outstanding. I thought Gabriel Martinelli had these guys on ropes. But then the second half came, and I wanted to see more of the same. I wanted to see us get more of those chances from the left side. That was where a majority of our creativity was coming from. Saka was kind of by himself in an island. So I do think today Saka did not have his best game, but Martinelli was definitely carrying the load on the other side. This is where things went wrong. Partey had these guys in a headlock in the first half. They came out of that headlock, the midfielders, and then the second half they dominated us. And quickly we made an error for the first goal, Ramsdale's error in getting beat on the near post, and then the second goal we could have definitely cleared our lines and done better there. Defensively, we've been good this season, but those were 2 moments where we had defensive lapses and it cost us the game. So we lost in small margins. Overall, I'm not gonna lie, I am not too upset about the game. I felt like we worked hard. We did what we had to do, but understand that this is not the finished article. This is not the finished piece to the puzzle. This is not the team that's ready to compete and challenge with the likes of Liverpool and City. So when we're having these conversations, it's almost like everyone's saying Arsenal fans and people have been putting us in this conversation where we're going to compete this season or next season. No, I understand that we're a long way away, and you can see the gap in where we are between us and Liverpool in today's game in the second half.
I think people say that. I mean, it was yourself, Gal, that tweeted, I think, a picture of João Felix and Gnabry and said, if you land these 2 players, you think you can compete on all fronts next year?
Yeah, compete, because at the end of the day, our defense is so good. We lack cutting edge at times. And against these big teams, when we play against the big teams, we don't create enough chances to punish them. We need to punish them more often when we get our chances. And if we have more quality up front, I feel like we will be able to.
And I understand that, but my point would be this is just my take on football, and you can disagree, of course. If you're 2 players away from competing on all fronts, that means you're on the edge of being back, and therefore people will criticize you and say, well, you said you're pretty much back. So do you get my point? It's almost, if you're 1 or 2 players away from being back, the level of criticism for small mistakes is always higher than when you're.
Sorry?
We're
not back yet. We're not back yet, but Arsenal Football Club is just getting started. This is the beginning of something that we first, at the beginning of the season, we sorted out the defense. This summer, hopefully we can get a midfielder and a striker in to help shore up the team. And then maybe further on, we'll look at getting squad depth throughout the team. At this moment in time, our first 11 is our main priority. Our first 11 is still not good enough to compete with Liverpool, who's one of the best teams in the league. But one thing, 2 of the guys on the panel said some ridiculous statements. Liaz, I expect better from you. For you to compare what's going on at Arsenal right now to what's going on with Oli over the past couple of years, there is grave differences. Oli never shored up the defense to the level that Arteta has, bringing in a whole new back line and fixing all the players. And you can tell me right now, the level that we're playing at defensively, I think is higher than what Manchester United have ever been doing. Now, second of all, when Oli was at Manchester United and you guys were improving, first of all, I was one person who was crediting Oli. I was not one of the people always onto him. So I hear that there is similarities, but the big key difference is Arteta has the full backing of majority of the fans now. The whole club, everybody's been unified by him. Which one thing is that Oli was never able to do.
I don't disagree with that, but again, does that not tell you something that Oli was finishing second and still didn't have the full backing, and Arsenal are in a top 4 battle in Arteta's 3rd season, and everyone is just ganging together, and this is the next big thing? Doesn't that kind of give you some perspective of maybe this isn't what you think it is? Listen, I've said on the show, I said it today, I think the progress is there. The progress is definitely there, and I like what you said. He's building something. Everyone knows it's not the finished article. All I'm saying is that I need to see more before I can get too carried away. That's all I think.
100%. And what I'll tell you is the style of play, the way that we perform against the smaller teams shows me that we are starting to gain our dominance against those guys. We now have to translate that against the bigger teams, because we could play defensively against the bigger teams. But then when we go up against the smaller teams, when they go defensive against us, we're going to have to change our mentality and fix that. So right now, we just need to find a way to pick up points against these bigger teams. Obviously, the only team that's in the traditional top 6 is Tottenham, which we beat every year at home. But I get where you're coming from, but I just feel like it's an unfair comparison. That's all I was saying.
Just to let you know about Oli, again, these things get forgotten. Oli's first season as full manager, when we bought in Maguire and AWB, we only conceded 36 goals that season. You've already conceded 31 this year. So the comparison Liaz is making, I think he's talking more that first full season under. And again, people did get excited about that. We reduced our goal conceding levels by about 30%, which is why when we now, and I'm not going off topic here, when people say Maguire's always been crap, it isn't true. We legitimately improved defensively when him and AWB first came in. It's what happened a year or 2 later. And that may not happen to Arsenal, but we definitely improved in that area. Well, you said someone else said something mad on here as well, Gal. What was that, mate?
My guy, Mons. First of all, Martinelli and Saka, I honestly do believe that they're going to sign a new contract most likely. And they're going to be there. Those are already in talks, but Arsenal doesn't do contracts in the middle of the season. And second of all, for you to say Arsenal in the Champions League, I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, I think that's a fair point. But we don't know what we're going to do in the summer. And if we can get the right signings in, defenses win you trophies and championships and everything. So if we can shore up our defense already, which we've done, and get ourselves some midfielders and attackers during the summer, who knows what we'll do in the Champions League. Personally, I genuinely believe even if we do get into Champions League, we always get out of the group stages. I don't see us getting kicked out of the group stages. I see us in the round of 16, but from there on in, it's a cup competition. It's a game of luck.
Bro, you haven't been in the Champions League for 6 years, by the way, but we always get out of the group stage. It's a completely different Arsenal.
No. Don't mix it up. You can understand what I'm saying without mixing up the club. Quality-wise, the quality that we play week to week in the Premier League is a lot higher than the majority of smaller leagues in the Champions League. So
that's true. But you're also playing one game a week, bro. Shit changes when you got to play Tuesday and Wednesday.
hey, we're already looking at signing more defenders. We're already looking at signing more midfielders. We're already looking at filling up our squad.
Igel, this is why I compared you guys. This is why I compared you guys to 1920 United. We were saying the same shit. Next Champions League group stage, we go out in the group stage. That's what I'm saying. Take it easy. That's all I'm saying.
No, but the difference is you guys tried to fast track your progression by signing players that were win now players. I agree. I'm hopeful that our club will not get sucked into trying to sign the big fishes.
You want to sign João Felix and Gnabry. They are win now. Yeah, they are win now players.
No, but they're still of the age of players where you can improve. Same as Sancho.
Yeah, I understand. Well, how is Gnabry now though?
The difference is if Arsenal went and got like somebody like Lewandowski or something like that, in comparison to a Ronaldo type signing, which would that's the kind of thing that I'll be like, you know what, where are we trying to go? Because Lewandowski, he's a great signing. These kind of players, great signings up top, but it can put more pressure on the club to do things now.
Okay, I hear you.
No, that makes a lot of sense, mate. It does. And how are you feeling ahead of the Villa game that's going to come up now? Are you a bit more nervous or just as relaxed as you were before?
I think if we beat Villa, top four is all but done.
Big claims, my guy. Go on.
Just in reply to what you were saying. Listen, I was taking the piss with the young wingers, but in talking about your defense, you said defense wins you championships, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As much as I do credit your defense, I think defensively you have improved massively. But to me, I don't think it's enough because you look at the City game. Yeah, you might have got robbed. You look at our game defensively. You can't be defensive for 45 minutes, 60 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I think your defense is good, but it's not the level that you guys speak of because, again, there's still mistakes in these big games. I think when you say defense win you leagues, defense is win you leagues when they turn up in the big games, and that's not what they do. And they haven't been doing that for a long time.
They conceded what, 18 goals,
18
and scored
to
3 against
like,
the Big Six this year.
If the attackers aren't doing what they need to do, then at least go and get yourself a point. Because if you walk away with a point today, I don't think you guys are too disappointed. I think you pick yourselves up and you keep it moving and you say you should have been better in front of goal. But today, defensive errors let you down today.
One thing I will say though, Igel, the biggest compliment I can pay Arsenal, and I think just said it, is the fact that 2-0 down, you guys didn't capitulate and go down 3 and 4 like you did at Anfield. Because then I think that kills the momentum. I think still that the mood around the dressing room after the game isn't too disappointed. Like they're disappointed, but it's not like distraught. I think that's important.
I agree. Gal, listen, my guy, thank you very much, mate, for coming on. Always appreciate it, brother. Really good points and challenge. That's what we need on the terrace. Top man. Speak to you soon, brother. Thank you. Chelsea stuff coming up very soon because they did win and go through tonight. I'm going to talk about the game so much, maybe just the mood. 3 wins from 3 during the sanction times. Got Fatur coming on, got Zion coming on, and a few others as well. But Rams here, big Liverpool fan. What are you saying, brother? You're on mute.
I should have let him go.
I heard that, Liz. I heard that, but it's good, man. It's good. All good.
First of all, show us your Alice band and top knot one.
I don't have a top knot. It's just a slick back. It's just a slick back. That's it.
Come on, man. Cool
I'm going for more of a Luis Garcia kind of thing. I know Chelsea fans love it.
DVD going on there.
Bro, it looks like a Tracy Beaker look, bro. But anyway, go on.
Mate,
in fairness, I used to wear one. When Beckham wore one, I wore one. So when I had hair. Go on, mate. Anyway, go on, Ram. Go on, brother.
Yeah, man. It was a game of two halves, in my opinion. I think Arsenal in the first half were good. Were very, very good. I say we weren't very good at all, but I think that's down to Arsenal. I think Arsenal played a very good game. Their press was on point. But you're talking about the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool is proved it today. Those moments, like Alisson making that save and Ramsdale's mistake, is just those fine margins between a world-class goalkeeper and just a normal goalkeeper. And it just proves the point, like getting peppered by shots and saving all of them don't mean you're a world-class goalkeeper. It's those moments where you haven't been in the game at all, but it's those moments where you have to be very, very good. And Ramsdale hasn't proven that. So everyone just needs to calm down about Ramsdale. He's been very, very good for Arsenal, but let's just calm it down with the best goalkeeper, better than De Gea, a goalkeeper in the league. You know what I mean? Exactly. But I just want to talk about mentality in it, because I don't want to beat you guys down after yesterday, but that Thiago's back pass towards Lacazette, I was like, bro, Thiago's just been absolutely shocking this game. But then he comes up with a brilliant pass towards Jota that led to our first goal. It's just like, it's the mentality in this team. Like, whenever you make a mistake, you're eager to rectify it, and he's just proven that today, which is very good, and it's going to be very, very good when it comes to the latter stages of the season. But I just want to quickly say, a lot of Liverpool fans were muddled today. A lot of them. I know I don't want to be that guy that dishes out names, but I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy. Hussam and people like that were saying Firmino was done. And I'm all for criticizing our players. And I know Firmino is not the guy of 2018, 19, 2017, 18, where he was just doing a madness and scoring goals and doing everything. But this season, he's been absolutely incredible when he's been called upon. Like, we talk about Porto when he came on, Watford, Inter Milan, what's it called? I don't think he played against Man City, but I think he played against Man City. But whenever we called upon him, he's performed. And that is reminiscent to all the players in this whole team. Whenever they've been fit and they've been asked to come on, they've done a job. Even with the likes of Minamino, Keita, Jones, Elliott, they've just all performed. And I think that's that little bit of luck that we need, a little bit of luck of they stay fit and they maintain their performances even when they don't play. So that little bit of luck is just what we need to go on and win multiple trophies in a season. I'm not saying the quad, but all I've got to say is 5%, really. 5%.
5%.
Can I say this about Firmino, by the way? I think Firmino, it's very understated about how much it takes to kind of accept that diminishment of a role. Like, this was the guy who was one of the big original three in that attack for Liverpool for years. It's not so easy. Like, people might take it for granted, but a guy of that stature who was so important to Liverpool winning trophies, taking such a back seat and still willing to come on and play a role in a huge goal today is so understated.
But Leah, it's when you don't have that and it's gone, you notice the missing piece. And I feel like Liverpool fans have just been a little bit critical. I know he hasn't been scoring a lot of goals recently, but this season he's turned up. He has turned up for our team, and he's been crucial for a couple of games this season. Like, he's been clutch. He's been clutch this season.
Rams is just reactionary stuff. He'll probably, the next injury or stinker he has, they'll be back to saying Bobby's done, get Jota in and da-da-da-da-da and all that stuff. So I wouldn't even say look into that too much. We know what Bobby's capable of. And I think it just, again, it's credit to Klopp to keep every player. And unfortunately, maybe what's actually going wrong with City at the moment is that they can't keep the whole squad happy almost. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's not as, willing to sit on the bench. There's issues there. But, but over on our side right now, people are happy to come off the bench and put their life on the line. Literally put their whole body on the line.
What happens, but winning cures everything, man.
Yeah, no, it certainly does. It does. Ram, great call, mate. Thanks for waiting so patiently to come on, have your say. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much indeed.
You're playing one game a week.
Arteta's complained about the fixtures.
You were the last man on the...
He's playing one game a week.
Listen, the reason their fixtures are... This is what's funny about this, though. The reason that Arsenal's fixtures are bottling up is because they got the games called off. And I said at the top, look, and they know what they did. They got that game against Liverpool called off because they knew they were not going to win that game. And it's one of the things that they did a run of 11 games. And yeah, they beat all those teams and it was good. But missing from those games should have been Liverpool, should have been the Chelsea game, and should have been the Tottenham game. The world could have looked very different if those games weren't postponed. And I'm not trying to rewrite history here, but you can't have those things moved because that was the right thing to do. And then moan there's a bottleneck, because what did I get shot down for saying, like, don't be celebrating it too much. You're going to create a bottleneck later on down the league and might cause you a problem. Plus, you've got to get used to playing 2 games a week, man. You've got to get used to it. It can't be an excuse.
Chelsea Wednesday night, Man United on the Saturday.
Oh.
They complained to the Prem and TV company.
Wednesday.
Wow.
To the Premier League for that, it's always Arsenal.
So I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Super chat here says it's the history of Arsenal. Get a couple of wins, overhype the players, and then say they have the best players in the world in your team. Then lose and go back to Arteta out. Dinesh says, evening, Terry. If Liverpool beat Watford after the international break, go above City for 2 points before City play Burnley away, Anfield is going to be rocking. And that's the truth. Liverpool have that advantage now. They could go ahead of City. It just puts a little bit more pressure on them. Arsenal made it even more embarrassing for themselves because it was a win where they're 6 points behind us, then already 3 points behind us for third or something like that, is what Nav says. The Villa game is, in my opinion, the biggest game under Arteta. If they drop points, remainder they still have to play West Ham, Spurs, United, and Chelsea, and that pressure. And the fact that Arteta's already moaning about it, like, you don't want to put those. I think one of the mistakes Thomas Tuchel made, we're going to get into Chelsea in a minute, in December, was complaining that his team weren't being able to have the time off. I think it set that seed of doubt into the players' minds of, can we actually do this? So he needs to be mindful of that. Yeah. Terry Bro here this evening with nothing but positive vibes, having a good night watching footy as a neutral tonight. Sheffield on Friday, Fleetwood this Saturday, and Alton Towers on Sunday. Best week. Well done, man like Costa Cal. Happy for you, mate. No. The big problem with Arsenal is it just got fans like Ty, Robbie, DT, and Troops that win a game and pipe up. Well, DT ain't piping up either way. Pipe up and start getting mouthy to other fans. This free hit crap is so they can take Arsenal fangirls. She's a free hit now. She now blue, is what Nav says. Arsenal having a young squad who are playing really well with loads of potential reminds me of Arsenal product in 2008. And look where that got us. Blaze says, no world-class players want to play for a 39-year-old inexperienced manager. Bring in a world-class manager and the class players will come. Arsenal haven't scored versus Arsenal since 2020. When we won 3-1, which is obviously a big stat. Fatour's coming on now. We are going to talk Chelsea tonight, who go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. How's it going, mate?
Right, I'm good, man. I did not know you guys playing tonight, though. I did not know, honestly, because I was watching Champions League games, though. But yeah, man.
I have to say, it is a shambles that they had Premier League and Champions League on the same night. It's atrocious.
Yeah, big up guys as well. Big up Mons as well. Hope you're good, man. And look, from Chelsea's perspective, man, it's like, yeah, we got through, even though we had a shit first half. But I think it's all about the Champions League heritage that Chelsea in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, you know, after the chaos that happened towards the sanction, I think we have to give credit to Thomas Tuchel. I've just watched his recent interview, the way that he was so passionate about it, regardless of what's going on around him. It's been magnificent. And if Tuchel, like I said against Norwich, if Tuchel can get these guys going, and somehow we made through the semi-finals, and possibly, who knows, we might go back to the Champions League final. I think he deserves a statue outside of Stamford Bridge. But yeah, it'd be interesting as well with the draw pans out on Friday. Juventus shockingly went out, Ajax as well, United went out, PSG went out. I think this probably could not be much better for Chelsea scenario at this far, because we've got 3 English clubs, we've got 3 Spanish club, we got Bayern Munich and Benfica. So who knows who we're gonna face it against in the draw on Friday. So I'm keen to find out who are we drawing on Friday, and hopefully we get easy draw. But yeah, man, you never know with this kind of draw, man. And yeah, pretty much that, man.
Yeah, I hear you. And I think Thomas Tuchel needs a lot of credit for what he's done. He has steered the ship so well through this period. And I think Chelsea fans have got to take kind of their lead from him. Keep it on the football, keep positive, say and do the right things. That's really important to do, no doubt about it. And as you say, you're in that quarterfinals now. There's a couple of teams that you're all going to want in those quarterfinals as well. That's the thing, when better teams on paper go out, it opens up the door, and you start grabbing if you get a Villarreal, you guys, any of the English teams get Villarreal, you're going through. Any of you get Benfica, you're going through, and that's the semi-final. Once you're in the semis of the Champions League, anything.
Yeah, anything. Literally, we could have like Chelsea, Liverpool again, like back in the day in 04, 05, 06, or 07.
Mate, that's what I'd like. What I'd like is 2 of the English teams in the semis, and then 2 English teams in the final is what I'd probably like to see. Fatour, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate that, mate, and thanks for waiting. Appreciate it. Thanks, brother. Zion's on now. What you saying, mate?
No, you're right, Terry.
I'm very well, my friend.
Yeah, like I said, it's not about the performance tonight. It's about the result. we go forward to the quarterfinals. Yeah, the first half wasn't great, like I said. It's just, to be honest with you, nothing is right now. Performance-wise, we're not doing great, but we're getting the results. We're grinding out the results. And in this part of the season, you need to do that. So very happy with the win tonight. And yeah, we move on.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of rumours circulating about Tuchel and Man United and other clubs looking at him. What's the feeling amongst Chelsea fans that he could go?
To be honest with you, it would be kind of foolish for him to leave at this stage of the season. Even like now, or maybe even at the end of the season. I know, if you think about it, look how much professional he's been. He's got passion, in his bloods regarding Chelsea. And you know what? I don't think he'll do this type of stuff. This is all rumours, especially Carragher, who's, started it all off, who's, in my opinion, has got bitter around Chelsea. I don't know why. To be honest with you, it's just rumours. I don't think anything like this is going to happen. He's clearly said it that he wants to stay at Chelsea, no matter what the situation is with the club. And you just got to trust your manager at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. Yeah, you have to put that faith in him, no doubt at all. Brother, thanks very much for coming on and having your say. I really appreciate it, mate. Top man. Thank you. Winter Surfer's on with us now. How's it going, mate?
Hi, guys. Big up Terry, Leah's. Big up Monts as well.
Hi, guys.
I just thought it was a routine. It was a little scare at the start. I just thought it was very routine. Lille are not a good side, I don't think. We had that little, Jorginho again with a nice pass and Pulisic turned up for once. I just thought it was just a basic thing, and we'd done all our hard work in the first leg. As soon as we equalised, the tie was over. And I sort of switched over to the Arsenal game actually. So, but yeah, I'm with Feta. I want. He was talking about the draw. I want the easiest draw possible. I want Benfica. On paper, I want Benfica. Atletico Madrid, Villarreal. Give me one of them, and then like a potential whatever in a semi-final of them. I'm absolutely fine. I'm not into this hardest run, beat the best teams. I don't want another English team until the final. I'm absolutely fine. I want the easiest route possible, because when you win the cup, it doesn't say who you beat. It just says you've won the cup. So I don't care. So give me it back to back, the easiest run possible today. I'll big up Aspilicueta as well. He taught Werner how to control the ball with his knee.
Can I just say, by the way, can I just say as well, I feel like you see your defense, because even though, listen, you conceded a goal today, but again, it's a penalty. Yeah, a handball, it can happen. Do you know what I mean? But I actually now think that your defense is what Arsenal think their defense is. Do you know what I mean? Because when we say defenses win you stuff, your defense actually will win you cups.
Yeah,
that is the difference. Borderline, you guys are actually impenetrable at times, and that's the difference. Sorry, just a more Arsenal shade there, but big up yourself.
Going back to the Arsenal thing, they're running before they can walk. That's the whole thing. It's like just what. The thing about Arsenal is they're always big mouth. We've all seen it. We always try and put 5 players in a Liverpool combined 11, which I never understand. I never understand that. But it's like, you were being praised, right? Arteta's being praised. Just shut up and go along with the ride. Yeah. Actually, wait till the end of the season, because games in hand are great. But remember who your games in hand are against. They're against Liverpool tonight, so that's one out of the way. It's against Tottenham, and it's a North London derby. We don't know what's going to happen, and I think it's against us. And that game has not been done yet. So win your games in hand and then start doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, just walk before you can run. It's been a good season so far. People are praising you for once. They're not criticizing you. You're actually being praised.
But you can't praise Arsenal fans, sir. For any bit of praise, you give them a crumb, they'll take the whole cake. You know that.
That's understandable. That's understandable. But you watch. The next Liverpool game, they'll still try and put 4 or 5 players in that.
Before the game, how many times do I say, well, they go on a good run of form, then they come and play Liverpool, and what happens?
Exactly right. Now that is the Villa game Saturday. That is a dangerous game. No, Villa are sort of in a mixed form, but that's a dangerous game. Win that. That'll prove to me. Because they haven't lost a lot of games. So now, what's the reaction? Not since January.
Yeah,
What's the reaction now?
It's going to be an very, very interesting next few weeks. And the fact that I've just looked at Arteta's comments. I haven't listened to him, but I've looked at them, and it's a little disappointing to see him do that. Like, it's the first time they're going to play. Well, they haven't played very many like weekend midweeks. I swear. Do you know what? I might get this wrong. They lost to Man United in a midweek game against Arsenal. This midweek game they've lost against you. Maybe it's the playing twice a week thing. It is different. It's very, very different when you manage
I
it.
know what you said about their fixtures that are caused by themselves. It's also caused by other teams being successful, which is ironic. It's being pushed back because of Liverpool and Chelsea doing well in the cups. That's why they're getting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that Man United Liverpool ain't happening this weekend, because that would have just ruined the week. Do you know what I mean? Even more. Surfer, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. The only reason Tuchel will leave Chelsea is if the club goes out of business, unlikely, or if his attributes don't match up to the new owners. Simple as that, is what's been said there. But there we go. People, look. I want to go longer, but last trains are going to be coming up soon, and people in the studio have got to be able to get home. I'm sorry to everyone else that's backstage. It was such a horrible night trying to cover both games. I'm really sorry to Matt and Alex and everyone else who's backstage. We have to do this another time. I am sorry. Everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Please hit the like button before you leave. Please subscribe to the Football Terrace. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on and having your say.
Appreciate it.
Good. Lias as well. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Pleasure.
To all my viewers, to all my super chatters, thank you so. There was one more super chat. I think I might have missed it. I might have put it on the screen, but I didn't read it. Oh, no, I did read it out. I just said I didn't want to miss it. Until next time, people, look after yourselves. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Thank you.